know, what are, maybe it's a mother getting her son's clothes ready. I don't know. I mean, like, you know, prepping before you go in or something. I don't know. Like, those are the things I look for. The moments. And some of these I use like a light. I put up a remote light in the tunnel to give it kind of a pop to it. The next one is, I think. Yeah, see, that's a light I put up. Yeah, so I put that up.
Because you knew he was coming.
They all come through there.
I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm going to put this light up. I'm going to set this up.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit
I didn't ask anybody. I just put it up. I mean, see, there's my wire with the gaff tape. You can see the tape. Yeah.
How many shots would you do to get that? Like how many clicks?
So when you shoot on a strobe, you only get one shot.
Oh.
Because the strobe has to recharge. It's like bam.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably take one every 3 seconds if you try.
Then he's long gone.
Yeah. So it's one shot. I don't know, probably 30 tops maybe. Because I mean, I'll just get one as they come.
Right.
Sometimes you get a few if they kind of hang out, but you're just trying to get. And I don't even know who this is. 37, is that Alfred? I don't know. I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Ricardo.
Is that Ricardo? Yeah. So like, I was just shot, everybody came through who looked cool, or like, if it's like 6 dudes, I probably didn't shoot it. You know, I kind of wanted a clean, nice shot. So I have a photo too of Danica Patrick from NASCAR, where I got down low. I had a assistant hold a light up, and I shot every driver that came out. And they come down through there and they're span, high five and stuff. And Danica worked out amazing. It looks like I meant to photograph Danica. But she's just the one, because she had on a green suit, blue sky, sunglasses, smiling, you know, like, yeah, so it just happened. I just shot everybody and that one turned out great, the best. Did I answer your question? You had a lot in that question. You good? Okay.
So of course, I know with a lot of us who are kind of getting into the photography space, we see your pictures and we're like, geez, we want to be at that level one day.
Sure.
But I'm sure most of the photographers that I know that are somewhere close to your level still have somebody that they look up to and want to be like, but kind of look at, you know, the kind of engagements and say, I would love to take a shot like that.
Sure.
Do you have someone like that right now?
Oh, yeah.
We would love to follow.
You say that again?
We would love to follow them.
Yeah. So Walter Yost.
Walter Yost.
And his last name is I-O-O-S-S.
Let me try to write that down.
I'm almost positive I spelled it right. Walter
I-O-O-S-S.
Yeah, I got it right. No, 2 S's. I think he's a junior too, but it doesn't matter. The next one is Doug Mills. I mean, of course, Gordon Parks. I know Gordon Parks' work. Gordon is absolutely next level stuff. He directed Shaft. He's a still photographer, but directed the movie Shaft.
And he did Superfly as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you may be right. Yeah, he's incredible. Wrote poetry books. Like, he was something else. Yeah, he's got a book called Choice of Weapons. I'd recommend that book. He chose his camera as his weapon. Yeah. You know, black guy that grew up in like obviously 60s. He died like probably 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah, he's an incredible story. He's got that photo, American Gothic. So you know the old photo, the old painting of a lady holding a pitchfork, right?
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? This is like 500 years ago painting of a lady
Like
holding
a
farmer holding a pitchfork.
Yeah.
So he's got a janitor holding a mop against a black lady in like the 50s with an American flag behind it, like a critique on on America. Anyway, he's one of my heroes.
This installation at the high, like you mentioned, it was wonderful. Oh my
Yeah, one of the best photographers in the world ever. Like,
so good.
yeah, I'm gonna stop gushing about Gordon.
Yeah.
So Walter is just a talented, just amazing photographer. So he was a staffer at Sports Illustrated at like age 15. And Walter's probably 70 75 now.
Yeah, I saw him.
He's up there.
Does he still shoot?
Yeah, he does. I shot the Super Bowl with him. He's about 7 seats down. He had no idea that I was like, incredible guy, down to earth guy. All the great photographers are so down to earth. You think about it, they have to be. All the ones I've met anyway. I'm sure there's some exceptions to the rule. So Walter, and then Doug Mills. Walter has a book called Athlete. It's incredible. So he did a book on Michael Jordan. That's not that book. He did another one.
Get the picture. I just pulled it on Michael
Is that
Jordan.
Michael?
It's Mike.
Yeah, so he and Michael were tight, and he did an entire book on Michael. His portraits, Walter's portraits are incredible. Like, yeah, we talk about what I want to be when I grow up, is Walter. And then Doug Mills, Walter or Doug. So Doug is a staff photographer with the New York Times, and I shot the Super Bowl with him for the New York Times this past year. He does a lot of politics and sports. He's the White House photographer for the Times. So he's going to White House every day. Doug's the one who convinced me to switch to Sony, because I was kind of on the fence, and he's been Sony for a couple of years. And being in the White House, I think they require mirrorless now.
Oh,
It's silent.
so I can actually be there.
You can. Maybe. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think that's a policy. I'm not really sure. But anyway.
One more question. Oh, by the way, this is one of our junior photographers. Tell them how old you are, Sarah.
I'm 12 years old.
12.
Wow.
And she is amazing.
Wow, that's so cool.
Mara's amazing.
So I'm still a little bit of a beginner. I'm getting used to it.
Yeah?
How
I am
did
too.
you get over your fear of like being in front of everybody and taking shots?
I'm laughing because I know that fear. It just takes practice. Like, there is no quick way through that. For me, it just came with like telling myself, I'm here for a reason, I have a job to do, I'm doing my job. Like, and people are not thinking what I think they're thinking.
Oh, say that again, Kevin.
That's good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
People are not thinking what I think they're thinking. I think they're thinking, look at that, whatever. He is so stupid. Who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? That's the biggest thing that runs through my head. Who does that boy think he is? Walking up in the church in the middle of a service, taking pictures. And I'll talk myself out of pictures all the time, rather than like pushing through. And I have to realize if somebody has a problem with what I'm doing, they'll tell me, right? But I'll tell myself before that and like police myself and be like, no, don't do that, no, don't do that. They might get mad, like. And of course, that fear is there for a reason, because you don't want to do dumb things or interrupt, be disruptive, be disrespectful. That's the biggest fear, is when somebody looking at me as being disrespectful. Man, that'll hurt. So that's why that fear is there. But I just have to know that they're not thinking what I think they are, and they are more than likely thinking, "Wow, look at what she's doing. That's amazing. I wish I could do that." That's what a lot of people are probably thinking. Right? And I used to have a big fear of public speaking, and I still have trouble with photo night when I get up there and there's like 100 people. I'm serious, I get up there and I have that same fear. What does he think he is? And so, I know that in those positions, people are pulling for you. They are saying, man, I hope she does this. She's going to do great. And then it just took practice for me of being up there and nobody, getting up and being like, what are you doing? That never happened. So that fear was, maybe not misguided, but, it never came to fruition. Hope that helped. Yes, ma'am.
What is the best advice that you can give someone who aspires to transition from corporate America to being a full-time photographer?
Wow. See, it was different for me because I didn't have a lot to lose, right? It was ground up. My deal was like, if it doesn't work, I'll just get a job. The biggest thing that I would say, is having faith and knowing that great things don't come without risk, right? You know, and if that fear of what if I never tried, you know, is gonna be there 20 years from now, I know that I've gotta like just try it. You know, I've gotta go do it. But I also know the realities of the world too. You know, we all gotta eat, we gotta, you know, make money. You know, I would try to figure out a way to build up freelance on the side as much as possible and know that there's gonna be just a grind for a couple of years of a transition. That's what I've been told. You know, for me it was a little bit different, and I didn't have a business plan, like but that it's just gonna be really hard for a while. And that it will pay off in the end. And I would know a lot about the type of photography I was going into. You know, this is the biggest advice I can give to people trying to start out is only show the work you want to get. That took me some years to learn. Because like, you're only going to get the work they know you for. Right? So if you show pictures of the baby and you went out and all this stuff, I'm talking about like in the world of like Instagram and your website, but mainly Instagram. Instagram's huge, obviously we all know that, but like that's where people go, like determine, that's where I go, you know, see who the photographer is, I'll go there first and see what that Instagram looks like. You know, for me, I want it to be a similar look and feel, almost the same kind of palette of colors or something, like just very smooth. It shouldn't be jarring or, you know, when you look at a grid, you know, I think about Instagram, like they're gonna see it as a grid first, so like if you've got crazy things that pop out, it doesn't really fit, you know, and then that should be the same look and feel as your website. It should all like kind of feed each other, you know, but only show the work you want to get. It's a hard one, you know, but you know, like, so you can get a trap. You can get trapped by like, let's say, if you need to go, tell me.
You're good.
You good? All right.
You're good.
Let's say you want to do weddings. Let's say weddings is the photography you want to do. Or what do you want to do?
Family portrait, lifestyles, and weddings.
Okay, all right, great. So the good news is there's a big model for that. There's a lot of people doing that, which is good and bad. Good is that there's a model to follow, bad is a lot of people doing. Well, let's say that's what you want to do, which is what you want to do. Then if you go do some headshots, let's say you did the headshots for the church. You shot 200 headshots and you made some good money and like you worked out, blah, blah, blah. And you share a bunch of headshots. Well, then I'm like, was she a headshot photographer or wedding photographer? Family photographer, right? It's like, I still do headshots to this day. You'll never see it. Because I don't mind doing headshots. It makes money and it's easy and it's a good, you know, everybody loves it when you do headshots. It's happy. You know, it's a good, different thing to do. And it keeps me kind of fresh on lighting, but I'll never share it. So that's probably one of the biggest things I would say, because it took me, seriously, several years to learn it, because I would just post a picture of a cat or something, or whatever. You know, it's fun. You know, you feel like you need to put something out, you know, and I would caution against like just putting stuff out, just put stuff out, you know, like, for me, I wanted it to be almost portfolio level, you know. But there's a gray area. You don't want to be too hard on yourself, like, well, I can't put anything out, so you know, I feel like I'm rambling, but I hope that helps.
Real quick, this is ATL shoot night. Like I said before, if you get a chance, please go. He's co-founder?
Yep.
Yeah, co-founder with his buddy, what's his name?
Ray Jones.
Yeah.
What exactly is it?
So ATL Photo Night is a thing Ray and I started back in 2016. Our whole emphasis is investigating the creative process through conversation. So we bring photographers, and you know, that's Ray right there. He's talking to Laura Friedman, the photographer. This is Facet Gallery where we have it now. And so we just, kind of like here, what we're doing here, except that we show, it's all, well, you show my work, it's just like what we did here, really. Except it's more interview style to where, like, you know, Ray sitting right here talking to the photographer, or me sitting right here talking to the photographer. and we just talk about the creative process. We try to stay away from talking about photography gear, and like we don't want to get up there and talk about what kind of light did you use. We'll talk about it for a second, but that's not the emphasis. The emphasis is talking about the work. So just like what y'all did with me, like what is your drive, what is your passion, your inspiration, what is your process? It's all about that process of like how you approach, almost the psychology behind it, which to me is just as important as any of it, You don't know how to like interact with the subject in a portrait session, it's gonna show in a portrait, The psychology is such a huge part of it. But anyway, I'm gonna stop, man. I'm gonna talk forever. But I hope that answered your question about what it is. It's about an hour long. Doors open at 7.
Try to get there by 7 because it gets full.
Yeah, it gets full. And then it's happening this Thursday. Quantrell Colbert is a TV stills photographer. It's the first time having that.
And it's free.
It's free. It's free. And we try to have as many different disciplines of photography. Like we've had wedding, and photojournalists, art photographers, and portraits, and sports, and try to keep it. I want somebody who photographs bugs creatively. Like I don't care. Like there's a guy who photographs cars extremely well. So like just any, to me the whole emphasis is the creative process. If you're creative, let's talk about it.
Do you provide your photo night dates on your social media outlets? Like every time you have a new theme or night that's coming up?
Well, there's ATL Photo Night. It's
the actual thing.
Yep, atlphotonight.com, and everything. All our social is ATL Photo Night at ATL Photo Night.
And do you ever do any like photo walks or actually going out and shooting, or
No.
more the actual?
No, Ray and I are both full-time freelancers, independent photographers, and it's really all we can do to kind of do this thing. Kind of got down to a science now, and I say no, and we just haven't done that. It might be something to explore, but just with our schedules alone, it's a miracle that we've been able to do it. Because like Ray was in New York last week, and I was in Nashville Tuesday, and it's we've obviously got this down, and we know we're going to have it, and so we alternate between who does the interviewing. So this is Ray's month. So like my month was last month, and so like if and sometimes it doubles up. But anyway, what I'm getting at is if I need to work, it's cool. Like Ray's got it. Like in next month, like I'll have it. I can't dip out. Like I gotta be there. So, not that I want to, but work. It's great.
So please support that if you can. I try to go as much as I can. I told him, I said I won't be able to because next week because I will be in. Where am I going? What's it called? Biltmore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's Biltmore.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up there with my wife and just spend some time together and stuff. And we leave Thursday, so I'll be on vacation. So I'm
We will miss you.
and then I just want to talk about this still. The inspiration of it. I know it's a pastor. He's cutting his yard in front of the church.
He lives there.
And what inspired you, and what was the settings, I guess, or?
Oh man, this guy is my heart. This is Pastor Samuel McIntosh. This is down in Guyton, Georgia, outside of Savannah. I did a story on him. It's on my website. He's a tent revival preacher. He came through Griffin, Georgia, when I was at the newspaper there, and just a wonderful, wonderful man. He's from the Bahamas, and he is one of the few people I've ever met who follows Christ like on a level that you don't see often, right? He was there. He came in and he had this tent. He put up a tent himself. This was last year, or this year actually. This is this year. This is back in 2005 when I did this essay, 2006. And he was like, if God wants me to have a hotel, He'll provide it. And it was just like, what? If God wants me to have gas for my generator, He'll provide it. And I was just like, whoa, this guy is like walking it, And sure enough, man, like the churches came in and bought him a room, and that's how these center problems would happen. Like you just pull into town and find a patch of grass, and can I put a tent here? And people would just come. And so I photographed him doing that. And so I stay in touch with him. And he's a beautiful, beautiful man. I love Pastor McIntosh so much. He called me to tell me that his wife passed away last year. It just broke my heart. And so I went down to we went down to near Brunswick. I played golf with some guys I went to college with years ago, and I went through this area. And so I stopped and saw him for a couple of hours. and he cut the grass. So I was like, hey, I'm taking pictures. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to, I mean, he's just a hard working man, and I was trying to include, it'd be kind of cool if it was just a tight shot, you know, but like, I just wanted to include the information, give a sense of place, you know, this is his truck, this is his house, he cares deeply about this church, you know.
You realize what else you caught in that picture?
What's that?
He's in the middle of two crosses.
Oh yeah, the two crosses, yeah. Yeah, I probably took 200 pictures out there of him, because he weed eated. It was so funny, I've never seen somebody do this. It took him a second to get the weed eater crank. He cranked, and I grew up cutting grass, like, you know, we had like 5 acres, I cut, oh my God, I spent half my life on a lawnmower every year when I was a kid. I loved it, but I hated it and loved it. I love cutting grass, but anyway. He cranked up this weed eater, and he held it wide open the whole time. For like 20 minutes. I was like, oh my God, this thing's gonna blow up. Like, I almost went up to him and was like, Pastor, that's not how you do it. But I didn't do it. Like, he's doing, you know, like, he knows what he's doing. I mean, I'm just wide open the whole time. It was just hilarious. I've got like a 10-second video of that. I texted to my fiance. I was like, this guy is just so much fun. Anyway, so yeah, he weed eated and he cut the grass. And so yeah, I just took pictures. And I took pictures inside, and those pictures were on a card that corrupted, and I lost them. So I didn't have that I never had that problem on Canon, and I don't know what happened. Maybe it's me, user error, I don't know. But I had it happen twice on these Sonys, and ever since, I now record to 2 cards. I never did that before. And ever since I did that, I haven't had any trouble. And so that was when I first started. And so maybe it was something I was doing wrong. I don't really know. But it broke my heart. But now it's 2 cards raw plus JJ. Like, sorry, it's not gonna. Can't have that happen again.
But please give Kevin a hand, please. I wanted to take a group picture with Kevin of all of us. Can you take it? I will. He's our designated group photographer.
I mean, he's never in it.
That's cool. But also, real quick, I just wanted to give you a little thank you from all of us.
Oh man, thank you.
Have dinner on us, take your fiance.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
You know, everybody signed the card, and we just wanted to, you know, I know you're busy, but from the bottom of my heart and from everybody else, I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
So come on up, let's take a picture with Kevin real quick.